These guys are ridiculous. These guys are ridiculous.
Now, how about them damn Celtics?
And we are back with another episode of How About Them Celtics. Sam and I are here recording on New Year's Eve, Sunday, December 31st, after the Celtics blowout win over the San Antonio Spurs. This one was never really close. I mean, the Spurs kind of kept in it at the end of the first quarter. I am admittedly out. I know Sam is as well. We probably both didn't watch it quite as closely as we normally do. Luckily, the Celtics
a
made
lot
it.
of the third quarter.
Yeah, Celtics, luckily, I actually missed the beginning of the third, too. We went out to get some food, but luckily Celtics made it, so that didn't really matter because they just killed them. It was not close. I left, and it was like a 20-point game. I got back, it was a 30-point game. Jayson Tatum, big performance, 25 points, plus 32 on the night, 10 of 17, 5 of 10. Jaylen Brown, an efficient night as well, 24 points for him. Porzingis couldn't hit a shot to save his life. Luckily, that didn't matter, though, because Derrick White and Sam Hauser both picked up the pace with 3 threes a pop. Derrick White getting a little bit of a revenge game in there with a super cool dunk. Don't you worry about it. And then by the time the fourth quarter rolled around, they just pretty much put in the garbage time lineups. And this was as dominant of a Celtics win as you'll see.
Yeah, I mean, they won by what? 34 points? 33 points? 33 points. First and foremost, best Tatum game I've seen in a while. Have to say it. I'm very negative towards him, but when he plays good, I have to be fair.
Sure.
Very good game. At least in the first half, I didn't really get to see a lot of when he was actually playing in the third quarter. But from what I saw when the game was actually close or relatively close, he did a great job moving the ball. He took 10 threes tonight. I don't know how all of them were, but the ones that I saw, really good in the flow of the offense, catch and shoot style. Like,
noticeably,
there was not any ball stopping going on from him, at least while the game was still competitive. Now, I don't really know what happened in the third quarter. He was like 4 of 5 and he finished 5 of 10. So maybe he got up to some, hey, look at these super cool dribbles, but I don't know. And also, like, the game was kind of out of reach. So what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Now, other key contributors, everybody but Porzingis, just efficient. That's what you love to see. This is why you get up every day, to see all the guys make more than they miss, right?
Yeah. Yeah, big time from the Celtics. I mean, everyone was playing well, playing within the flow of the offense. There were a couple, I forget which quarter it was. I know there was a rough defensive quarter where they let up a few more easy buckets than you'd like to see. Second quarter, yep. You kind of felt the absence of Drew Holiday there. However, by the time third quarter rolled around, it was once again not close, and it ended up not really mattering that the Celtics had that little slip up. You don't want to see it happen, but I mean, it's what I always say. These are NBA players. For as bad as the Spurs are, they're in the NBA for a reason. They're going to make shots at some point, and that just so happened to be when the Spurs made their shots. Luckily, the Celtics are just, I mean, to put it simply, a far superior basketball team to the point where it didn't matter that the Spurs were able to make a few shots in a row. This was like, this is how the Celtics should have been playing bad teams for the past 3 years. You know what I'm saying?
It's facts. Or even the past 3 games.
Yes, Raptors Pistons. This is what should have been the Raptors Pistons.
Went to overtime against the Pistons, and then almost went to overtime against the Raptors. The second quarter, you said it. Defense was not great, but championship level buckle down at the end of the period to go up 12 into the break was 15, but then they gave up a 3 at the buzzer. Can't complain too much. Like, they did what you would want to see them do after having a revolving door type defensive quarter. They strapped up, they got stops down the stretch, and they helped build their lead before the break. Like, that is what you are supposed to do when you have a lead. Not, hey, maybe you want to make this game. No integrity to the game. 30-point win. I forgot about the integrity of the game. So did they. Good.
That they did. Good for Derrick White as well. Another solid performance for him. He looked like a very impactful player, as he always does. Jaylen Brown, another impressive game where he was just super efficient. He's very picky with the threes he takes, which I'm sure you're a big fan of. Good Horford game too. 7 rebounds, 7 points, 4 assists. Efficient, 1 of 2 from 3. Didn't take a lot of shots. Didn't really have to. Fun and important Hauser game. Back in the make column, making his shots again. It's nice to see a few go down. For a guy like Hauser, it doesn't matter who it's against. Just to see some shots go down, I feel like it's a good thing.
No, it is. Especially he's been really, really cold, right? The last week, 2 weeks. He had a pretty good bounce back game against Toronto on Friday, but to see him be back with his feet underneath him is really important, especially with OKC coming up on Tuesday. Kind of didn't know that one was next. I thought it was Utah for some reason. I know they're
Mm.
mixed in there somewhere, but that'll be a fun test for the Celtics. You get to see Chet right after seeing Wemby. You
Yeah.
also see Shea. Be a good day to have Drew Holiday back. And it'll be a nice day to have Hauser making his threes. So him
Hopefully.
doing that in the last couple games is extremely important. You can point at him in the Warriors game, not anything deeper than just the misses, and be
Mm.
like, well, they kind of lost because of him. He didn't do anything wrong. It was just one
Yeah.
of those variables where the
It was
shots
off.
weren't falling. And it's somebody they trust and continued to trust as they should have. And he
Yep.
wasn't able to get the job done that day. So it really hurt them. So that is the flip side of him making his threes. Like when he's not, it's real bad and it can cost them games because he's so important to them and their floor spacing.
Yeah, good for Hauser. It's nice to see him break out of that slump a little bit. Also, since we're talking about the bench, Sam, another good Kornet game, another really good Kornet game. Like he is
Sure
showing
was.
why people wanted him, or when I say people, he's showing why we have been saying like he is probably still a little better than Nemish Cannon. Nemish Cannon was fine in this game too. Don't get me wrong. He had a couple super cool plays, super cool blocks, super cool dunk, very fun. However, in terms of impact, Luke Kornet, 12 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, kind of in the right spots, 2 blocks as well. Did everything right. Did have one pretty embarrassing missed layup / dunk, I think, in there that looked kind of funky. But you can see the difference in impact with those guys. And then, I mean, we can talk about the deep bench too if we want to. But Luke Kornet and O'Shea Brissett, we'll lump him in there. 4.6 rebounds for O'Shea. Another pat on the back for us because O'Shea Brissett, again, looking like he deserves real minutes.
Score early this NFL season with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Right now, new customers get $150 in bonus bets with any winning $5 money bet. That's $150 if your team wins. If you've been thinking about joining FanDuel, there's no better time to get in on the action, NFL. The app is so easy to use. There's a wide range of betting options, including you got spreads, you get your player props, you got over-unders, and more. So visit FanDuel.com/Boston and kick off the NFL season. FanDuel, official partner of the NFL.
Oh, I love me some O'Shea Brissett because he was all over the place. He was playing defense tonight. I know you really talked about Kornet to start this little section of the show, but I'm a big O'Shea Brissett guy, and I stand by that if he becomes consistent from deep, where the hell is he on the box score? He didn't take any tonight. But if he's able to do that, he's going to be such like the biggest found money guy ever for the Celtics. The team with fans saying, who are they going to get in the buyout market? Who are they going to fit in the TPE? It's going to be him. It's just he's already on the team. Luke Kornet, another sneaky, oh my God, they got their backup big guy, maybe. This is back-to-back games where he's looked very comfortable. He does a great job at finishing around the rim, and he's been serviceable on defense. What else can you really ask out of the third-string big guy? That you put on a T-shirt. He should wear a T-shirt. What more can you ask out of the third-string center? Because it's the biggest fact ever. People love to hate the guy. They wanted to, have Kata replace him, and it was a fair argument, and it still is. But he's just somebody that's solid, and there's no need to hate on him. So it's good to see him have another double-digit point game off the bench and doing it efficiently as well.
I agree. And I want to emphasize again, we said this last pod, like us preferring Luke and thinking Luke is better doesn't mean we don't think Kata should get minutes. I think Kata should continue to get minutes. I think they should continue to develop him. But right now, it's pretty clear, at least in my opinion, that Luke Kornet is the more impactful player. And I think you've seen it the last 2 games. But I think, like you said, and you pointed out in the last podcast, you got both of them. It's not like you have to choose. It's not like there's a choice that has to be made here. Celtics have both, can continue to play both, can continue to develop Kata while also playing Kornet in spots where they feel like he'll be better. It's a great problem to have, especially when it's a problem that doesn't really matter. They're backup. Neither of them are going to play in the playoffs. So,
well, Kornet, whoever like the guy is going to play in the playoffs, I think.
Really?
One of them will play in the playoffs. Both of those players have been consistent members of Joe Mazzulla's rotation throughout the season.
So was
I
Sam
know
Hauser last year.
Let me look at the minutes on Luke Kornet this year, because I know
Okay.
Hauser was around 16, and that is a good point. But it feels like there's more of a need, and especially if they play well, to actually put them in the game in the postseason. Let's take a look.
Cornette's at 14 this year.
14. So maybe not, but I feel like it feels different. I don't know why.
I know what you mean. I'm just playing devil's advocate, but yeah, I think there's a chance. I think O'Shea has more of a chance to play in the playoffs just because he's more of a here, go in and do this very specific thing we'd like you to do type of
He
guy.
also has turned the game on its head potential. So I would agree.
Yes, I agree. I mean, this is random. Any concern that Porzingis is hurt, or do you think it was just an off shooting night? I know some people have been like, "Hey, is he hurt?" Okay. Okay.
A lot of
It's
his
down to
shots hit the front
34.
rim, so I can see like they're like, oh, maybe his legs aren't fully there. But I don't know. Just what are you gonna do? It's one of those days. He got good looks. Tough to see him miss. Kept
Few rough
firing him
shooting
up.
nights. Rough shooting nights in a row. 2 for 8 against the Lakers. 3 for 9 against the Pistons. Now 0 for 7 against the Spurs in this one.
Yeah, but he's been cold for a while.
Yeah.
It's not just like these last 3. It's been just cold.
Yeah, he's 34 in the season, I guess, so it hasn't been too great in general. But past that, I think we got it all. Good for Tatum, and even Porzingis 4-14, 0 of 7, but he was still the team high plus 33. Like the impact was there. Thoughts on Wemby since it was the first Wemby game?
Wemby really makes these guys think about everything they're doing. In the first quarter, I think this game was relatively close because of that. You saw guys kind of like shoot threes weird. I think he got Porzingis or blocked him, or at least got him to like fall to a Kornet contest as he airballed his first one from the corner. Other guys, it was like weird to see Pritchard matched up against him, like on the perimeter. It's like, well, he can't shoot this.
Yeah,
he is just able to defend like 2 guys at once because of how mobile and long he is. It's crazy.
That
Kornet did bully ball him though.
Yeah. But what are you going to do? That layup he took from the 3-point line was one of the craziest things I've seen on a basketball court. That was
I might have not been seated for that.
He gathered the ball and then took a layup from the 3-point line. Like he didn't dribble within the 3-point arc. He gathered and then just took 2 steps and laid it. It was insane.
That's kind of crazy. Let me see if I can see it on Twitter.
It was NBC Sports Boston tweeted it because Derrick White was going to go up and try to block it, and then it was just like, yeah, there's no shot. There's no chance Derrick White's going to get because he just.
Oh, here it is.
What Wemby did.
Yeah, he just held the ball way above his head,
like a toddler. He treated Derrick White like a toddler, and then on the opposite end of the spectrum, did you watch the final 2 minutes of the game?
Yeah, the Kata block.
But did you see Sandro Mamukelashvili just airball the worst airball I've ever seen in an NBA game?
Yeah, that was like a missed field goal when the wind's 40 miles an hour.
That was nuts. We were watching the game here, and a buddy of mine here had the over. He took it at 240, not even close. And we were like sweating the over, like, come on. And he just did that. And we were just like, we're cooked. It's done. So that's funny. But yeah, I think we covered it all. Great Tatum game. That'll probably be the lead here. I mean, nice to see him finally put up some.
Just looked more under control. Like he was more mindful with his decisions. He was part of what the team was doing. It was just different.
Good in a good way. Good.
Everything I complained about for the last 2-3 weeks is erased. Not erased, but today it was not present, which is good.
Yes.
Step in the right direction.
I got you. All right. Any final thoughts before we get out of here?
No.
All right. Thank y'all for tuning in. We appreciate it. Happy New Year. I mean, you're seeing this on January 1st, 2024. So glad the Celtics started a new year with a win. Subscribe to How About Them Celtics. We just hit 2K. Keep the train moving. Road to 3K right now. Leave us a review on Apple. We appreciate it. And I'll let Sam take it out.
Hey, thank you very much for listening or watching. If you're watching, you're on our YouTube. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any more of our great content. If you hit the notification bell, you get all of it sent right to your notifications, as the bell indicates. You will find game recaps like this one, full-length pods, 30-minute pregame shows, talking C's with Bobby Kravitsky, film breakdowns, trade rumor breakdowns. We have all of it. So make sure you hit the bell, leave a like, and tell us what you thought of the game or Wemby. or the Derrick White All-Star chants, whatever you liked. Tell us. You can also follow us on Spotify and Apple. We're there with the full-length pods and game recaps like this one in the audio-only versions. So if you hit the follow button, those will go right to your inbox. Leave a 5-star review and say something nice about the show. You can find us via email, hbtcpod@gmail.com. We go through your emails every pod. We let you know what we think. We appreciate all of you that have been reaching out. There has been an uptick, so thank you. You can also find us on socials at How About Them C's, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. Facebook is just the name of the pod. You can find our pregame streams there as well as YouTube and Twitter. Jack's Twitter is at JackSmoneNBA. You can follow me at Sam LaFrance NBA. That's it for us. Bye.
Taco, come on.
Taco's
Taco.
Taco's having some fun here.
That is bogus. These guys are ridiculous.